Family, brothers and sisters, members and friends, comrades, I saw 2017, 2018, I'm back. Man Big Lights is here to represent my people. Remember, I'm the people's king, the people's voice. I have a lot to sing. Hey, hey, have no fear. Why are you? Me fans say they're vexed, they're disappointed, they're feeling let down, overlooked, rejected, the joke of the town. They say they took big risks to assist, uniting this land, to help end the crisis. They took a bold stand, now that victory's been achieved. Instead of feeling relieved, after 20 years of labor, they still will make us suffer. I don't want to say they lie, but I hear in the people's cry. They say big lies, boy, we did not vote for that. You promised us a fresh start, but did you mean it from your heart? They say big lies, boy, we did not vote for that. Is the same old God that you appease, why folks like Terry feeling this squeeze? That's a fact, no look how them a laugh and them a try. In front we face, behind we back, meanwhile I see left you getting fat. They say big lies, boy, we did not vote for that. Boy, are you? Big lies, boy, we did not vote for that. Operation Rescue. Richard Kane, do I ask the man? Keep the faith, man. Continue to keep your feet to the fire. Yes, man. Let's change the politics around here. Hey, hey. The fans say, look, Dwyer, who campaign so strong, but now we feeling the pressure, he changing his song. Guys like Lennox, Zalin and Dougie, who thought changing course was best for the country, but now they having buyer's remorse. They're telling me even Sam Conda feel betrayed by his leader. I can't keep up with all them stories about meeting unity, but I don't want to say you lie. I hear in the foot soldiers cry. They say big lies, boy, we did not vote for that. You promised us a fresh start, but did you mean it from your heart? They say big lies, boy, we did not vote for that. Is the same old God that you appease, while Chris Moonlight feeling this squeeze? That's a fact, no look how them a laugh and them a joke. In front we face, behind we back, meanwhile I see left you getting fat. They say big lies, boy, we did not vote for that. Boy, are you? Big lies, boy, we did not vote for that. Imagine people like Alva Hendricks, Wendell Watley, and the list goes on. Still running shots, still working, and the young people can't get jobs. Come on, man. Hey! Now people jump inside, jump inside. Come on, we didn't vote for that. Come to the farm people here, man. A fan, a big punk supporter, told me recently, big lies we must remember, who from unity. You promised us a fresh start and fair share for all, but now we have done our part. The palm people still a ball. If this government don't wise up and realize that people fed up, another 20 years of labor we just may have to endure. But I don't want to say you lie, but I hearing the voters cry. They say big lies, boy, we did not vote for that. You promised us a fresh start, but did you mean it from your heart? They say big lies, boy, we did not vote for that. They say as far as they can see, Labour still running the country. That's a fact. Go look how them a laugh and them a chat. In front we face, behind we back. Meanwhile I see left you getting fat. They say big lies, boy, we did not vote for that. Whoa, yeah, yo. Big lies, boy, we did not vote for that. I saw. 99.5 won't do, my friend. We need 100%, man. From you, that's what we voted for. Nice. At the Abo Studio. In the Davis family. Oh! Dare I so disfavor? Or dare I suggest that the doctor was a pathological liar? The letter went on to inform me that they will deduct my salary. For in 95 when I went to study, I left the country in popcorn. The letter said, you got to pay. Big lies, boy, you can't get away. You can't take the people's money and get away scot-free. No matter how long it take we, you are gonna pay back the treasury. So let this be a warning. Doctor, your day is coming. When your wait is over, I hope you're ready for your letter. Going overseas to New York, we gotta talk. You see this thing they call power, sometimes it gets to your head. It could even cause a doctor to somehow become braindead. So much so he gets on the radio talking things that he don't know. And when I sing in my calypso, he get on like a puppy show. It is a sad day in this country, a sad day for democracy, when because one speaks the truth freely, one is targeted unfairly. The letter say, you got to pay. Big lies, boy, you can't get away. You can't take the people's money and get away scot-free. No matter how long it take we, you are gonna pay back the treasury. So let this be a warning. Doctor, your day is coming. When your wait is over, I hope you're ready for your letter. Asking me what's happening, but I good. I told you all are going to the court with Congress Maynard. I keep telling you all that I going to represent myself. And the reason being, me personally, I will say it and anybody see it, the case is a nothing case. To me, the case was fabricated to try and hush me up. And the facts are coming to the fore. And now you think, oh, you're going to shut me up, it's not going to happen. I don't tell you, Liars and lies, a friend. Liars and liars, a whole one head. I can't see how that could be fair. Even if it is right, it is an injustice done to me. I have a right to defend myself if I wish. And all I could talk about the small man, oh, the priorities and the, if no money there, no money there. And no money there. No money run. Me now work. But me could see. No money run in the place. Things tight. Things rough. When me no born with no money, me no walk with no money come here, and me no going back with none. So I could keep all. But one thing I know do, I shut me up. If I want to shut me up, I'm going to take me out. That's the only way I go help me shut. If I take me out. But otherwise, I can bang me mouth for the poor people of this federation. Functioning. This can't be normal. Something has to give. This cannot be what we're going to live for the next 3, 4, 5 years. The poor man can't take no more. And I believe the only way that we will send a message is to march. They want to call me and tell me everything what's going on. And they want me to talk about this, they want me to talk about that. But nobody want to contribute. I can talk. You don't have to contribute. But I can talk. But I just to show you. So when you all hear me and come for a week or 2 weeks, nobody asks me when I'm coming on. Because I contribute. Let me come out when me want. And I'm dead serious. Because people must appreciate the things that some of us are doing to bring betterment to this federation. The birdie picked me on the ear. The birdie say, the birdie still alive, you know. But I want her to understand that this is a serious thing I talking here now. I do not come and talk unless I know what I'm talking about. I hearing that is a lot of departments in government not paying people even when they do government work. So I don't know if because Galaxy and them gone with me money. We ain't got no money to pay. But tell the people the truth. Tell us plain out. We ain't got no money because Galaxy gone with it. The birdie picked me and me here. And the birdie said, Big Lies, boy, you remember under the unity government, the hut, remember the hut that they built, that they say almost cost $500,000? Well, they say somebody, me don't know, me let's say what they say. Somebody get a job to fix the bathroom in the Pelican Mall. And they say the money and the hut almost the same amount. To just to do some repairs and put in some toilet and so forth. Lord of mercy. So Lord of mercy, go and get some money, boy. Good night, good night, good night. And welcome back to yet another Facebook Live. This is your man Duncan Big Lies Watley. And some of you can't wait, you're all itchy. But you all know it is. Sometimes other things take precedence. Anyway, let me go around the world quickly. Want to big up my wife, Angia Watley. Good night to my children. Desiree in Texas, good night to you. Caitlin and Kaylee, my stepchildren home, good night. And Elikai, good night to you, my brother. I want to say special congratulations to Caitlin for passing
She did 2 subjects while at fourth form, and she passed both of them, the maths and the English. She got a nice grade 1 in the English. So, yet somebody else who could vet my work. Congratulations, Caitlin, on the good work. Keep it up. Remember, this year is the 5th form. You have to work a little much harder. I want to say big up to my sister, Faith Benjamin. How you doing, Faith? And Megan up there in Canada. Good night to you. My brothers, good night to Marcos in Nevis, Jomo, Puerto Rico, Ivan Simple Hodge in Orlando, Florida, Bernal, he's in the BVI, Tortola. Good night to you, sir, and your family. Berlin, Lynn Watley in Anguilla. Good night to you, my brother. And Douglas Watley, somewhere around, I think he might be in St. Kitts. He's a traveling man. Good night to my brothers. Good night, New York, Parker, Glen Rollins. Good seeing you the other day. Cuba, Pity, Ian Finney. You're here, but good night to you still. Vicky, good night to you, Vicky, and hope you had a good birthday. Belated birthday greetings to you, my good cousin. And Adeline, Cuba, and all those people over there, good night to you. Obena, your sister, and everyone else, good night to you. Terry, good night to you in New York. Tahel and Aisha down in Maryland, Peter Huggins, Corey Mussington, and your daughter. Friends at the mission, condolences to Miss Buddy, the passing of your brother. Good night to you. Obi, the big blogger. Good night, my brother. I know you tune in somewhere because you like a lot of news. You're the man who brings the news to us. Good night to you, Obi. In Philadelphia, Empress Mills, good night. Yvette Herbert, good night. Monica, you know me ain't gonna forgive you. Good night. You in North Carolina, but you came to St. Kitts and you ain't gonna look for me. So me know that you don't love me no more. So me and you gone done. Because you come St. Kitts, you stood me up, tell me you're coming to look for me. But happy that you had a good time home. And condolences on the passing of that lady from St. Paul's. Zalin Taylor Allen, good night to you in Atlanta. Houston, Tita, Merlin Sanders, good night. Addison Vanderpool, Nat Levine. Scotty, good night. Oweta Hodge. And Carl Dolphin down there. Addison Vanderpool, what's going on? Oh, we enjoy the cricket. The West Indies laying us down, but we're alright. Over in Austin, good night to my good friend, my brother Sparky Evanston Brown, good night. Hope all is well with you. In Dallas, we say good night to Garrett and the family. My good sister in there, Garrett and the family. Good night. Down in Miami, we go. Dawn Byron and Alla, good night. My lovely sister there, Sharon Benjamin, good night. Landlord Charles, good night. Delia, good night. Fancy Loaf. Bruno, good night to you, sir. Antigua, Anton, Kitishon. Karen, Samantha, Shoma, Tassie, all my good cousins, nieces and cousins there, good night. In Orlando, and hope all is well. Grace and Victor, good night. Over there in Orlando. Tampa, good night to my brother Lincoln Hobson, the DJ. New York, coming up, boy. What we gonna do? What we gonna do, Lincoln? And then we move over to England. We say good night to Leeds, Harwood Williams, Haitian, Jackie, good night. Langley Isaac, good night. Mrs. Walker and Mrs. Griffin, Miss Hanley. Birmingham, good night, Jackie, my good friend. Was good hearing from you today, but tomorrow when you listen, good night to you. And I enjoy the taffies. Thank you very much, and everything else. In Leicester, we say good night to Jackie Webb, Moses, Matthew, Aaron. Was good seeing you guys for the Culturama. We'll talk about that a little later. Good night, Canada. Malcolm, good night to you. Di, good night to Mommy Di, Diane, Zelma. Good night, all the Mabaco Legal people up in Canada. Tara Liebert, good night. We'll talk soon this week. Dr. Metwin Isaac, good night to you. Rod Herbert, good to hear you today, Rod. Hope all is well. Hope you're covering nicely. Say good night to you and the family. We go to St. Thomas, we say good night to Lloyd, Bernie, good night to Foxy, one seat over in St. John's, Miri, Zoe, Bobby, Lisa, good night to you guys in Tortola. Diana, Daphne, my good sister-in-law, I want to congratulate Daphne and my brother. 39 years of marriage. Batting well, my brother. Gums. Daphne, hope to see you soon. I want to say good night to my cousin Bridgewater. He's between Tortola and St. Thomas. Good night, cuz. Samuel Maxine, haven't heard from you for a while. Good night, sir. Virgil, we have Pops over there. Good night. Rockers, Mead, and all the good guys over there in Virgin Gorda. Good night to you. I'll be moving to Antigua. Good night to Denley and Wally. Ainsworth Grant. Good night, Cindy. Brianna. All the household here in Willie Keys. Good night to you guys. Jensen Joseph. Good night, my brother. Ebony, good night. Me and I've in Antigua, but I'm going to say good night to you. In Anguilla, we say good night to Wayne Proctor, Lanville Havigan, and all the people down there in Anguilla. Big up. In Nevis, Mem, good night to you, my good friend, my sister Mem. Hope all is well. I know you're going to listen Mark first, but slip over now and again to listen to me. Jamie, Kemoy, Kemisha, Hadis, Crystal, Bojo, Dushi, Dangles weekend. We had a lovely time for Cultural Arm out there. It was lovely. Evelyn and friends. Miss Vaughn, good night to you. In St. Kitts, Tantan, good night. I see you making noise. What are you saying, Tantan? Fix what? I know what you want to fix, but tell me what you want to fix. And good night to all the people tired down in Boyd's. Miss Rouse in Sandy Point, and all the big followers to my Facebook Live, good night. We went around the world. Some people say, man, you're going around the world, but I like to go around the world because it get me warmed up, give me a little momentum. And tonight, is one of those nights that anything goes. I might say things that I don't want to say. I might have to apologize one day. I might get sued the other day. And because a lot of things are happening in my federation. And I have to speak out. But before that, let me big up Casimo. Good night on your birthday. Sorry I couldn't make the party, boy. Today was just a rough day for me. But happy birthday to you. Vicky in New York, I don't say happy birthday to you. Jade, or Jada, Wally daughter, good night to you. Hope you enjoy your birthday. Now, on the sad note, we have a lot of condolences. I can't go through all of them because it is rough. It has been a rough couple of weeks for me. Constantine Edwards, Lord Black. Condolences to you and the family. Or to the family because you passed, or the family. Condolences. Mallet, Melvin and all those people and from Antigua and so forth. We miss the Buffalo Soldier, a good man. Sorry, today was so rough, I couldn't even make it to the funeral, but I listened and he had a nice send-off and it was good for ZIZ and my good friend down there, Freedom, Mr. Liebert, to bring it, Junior Liebert. It was good and it was sad. But may your soul rest in peace, my brother. Unfortunate circumstances. I want to say condolences to the family of Glenn Ghost Phillip. Very good friend of mine. This one hit me hard. Up to now, I can't get over it. And tonight I'm going to talk about it because it's bothering me. And when things bother me, I gonna bang my mouth. But I went to the funeral yesterday and, my heart bleed. I want to say to the people of Challengers, be strong. Ghost was one of the pillars of Challengers, and we are going to miss him dearly. He was the one who orchestrated in the park when he was Minister of Sports. Big up Marty. Anyway, I come ball, so let me move on. I want to condolences to the family of IMAC. He's a resident of Cayon. Just was gunned down, unfortunately. I want to say condolences to the family. I want to say condolences to Milk, the man from in the gut there, Pikipiali. Unfortunate situation again. Condolences to the 9-year-old from Nevis who was found in the car. And I can go on and on. Sandra Roberts, and I can go on and on. And it is so sad. It is a sad day in our federation, and people, we got to wake up. When I come here, and I talk, a lot of people don't have a lot of things to say. But they don't realize I don't really come here willfully want to bash people. And I don't come here trying to look fame from all those memes going around that things not going well and so forth. But those are things that come from my heart. Because I want to see a good federation of St. Kitts and Nevis. A peaceful federation of St. Kitts and Nevis. But you see, when you give people work to do, they must do their work. And so when we vote for politicians, they must live up to the oath to take care of their constituents, to make their lives better. And when you have people working in different agencies of the government, the different departments, and they're not performing, I believe I have a moral obligation. Moral obligation. Nobody hire me. But I have a moral obligation to call out these people. And sometimes to name and shame. Because at the end of the day, and I always used to use the term, when the shit hit the fan, a lot of us gonna get messy and messed up. But only when it hit home. Some of you understand the cry. Some of you would understand the passion. Because what? Sometimes it's too late. And that is why I will talk. Because I believe I understand how government ought to work. So all of you who reach out to me, and you know who you are, who call my phone morning, noon and night, continue to call. Continue to ask me to help you. Because that is what it's about. Seeing people get through. And people say all kind of things. Some people say, I'm looking for payday. I'm looking for this, I'm looking for that. Now, if those things are going to come, they're going to come. But I believe, as I said, it is incumbent on me, and others too who are doing it, to hold their feet to the fire. And when I say that, I mean the public officials, the politicians, and the people who ought to make sure that we are living good in St. Kitts and Nevis. And so I will continue to talk. That ain't my introduction yet. I just talking. I want to say congratulations to all the winners of Culturama. I went to Culturama and I had a lovely time. Oscar Brown, Astro, congratulations. Lady Destiny, you lose by 3, but that's how the cooker comes sometimes. Sometimes they say I lose when I know I win, but I had to take it. This and that. The old veteran. You guys were good. Everybody was on point. And so I want to congratulate the Calypsonians. And all the queens. And all the mass winners. Nevis nice. Nevis sexy. I tell you, boy, it's a lucky thing my wife was up there, boy. The kind of ladies I see up there on the road, coming out of New York, and they walk up to me and they say, hello, and so forth. I had to go hide. Nevis nice, Nevis sexy. Right, Jamie? Man, I tell you, man, I had a lovely time up there. The 50th was super duper. I know people going to say, oh, this and that, and this and that. They spend money, this and that. Me ain't in the part there. All I know, I went to Nevis, and I had a good time. The only problem is that the people who were cooking the food couldn't keep up. Because the amount of people that were in Nevis, they couldn't keep up with bringing the food. Big up my people on the weekends, where I usually go and eat a little food. If I ain't eat by MEMS, I go by weekends or go down by Passion. And them are my places that I eat in Nevis. But the 50th was good, and I met a lot of fans. A lot of my people out of USA and Canada and St. Croix in England. So big up to them. And as usual, let me just update the case. You know, I went to court. The judge said you have to get a lawyer. So I have a lawyer now working on my case. And I will go and see him soon. And we're going to sit down and plan our strategy. But it's just a joke to see you go in court because you're asking questions. But they said do that. I try to follow the rules. So September we have to put in our papers. October we go back to court. So that is the update on that particular thing. But everything nice and dandy. Now, tonight, people, and I know a lot of people was waiting. And there's a big lies were going on and so forth. And let me tell you something. The march is not off the table, you know. But what happened is that the march, because it came so close to the cultural and had such a good time, I didn't get time to organize properly. So I'm looking at new date, and I'm setting the time when we're going to march in peace. Everybody, whatever is on your table, you bring your placard and you march because something is not going right. It's yesterday by the funeral, people are saying the country feel heavy. The country feel this. Things not looking right. Things not feeling right. And so many things going on. We got to fix it. We have to fix it. If not for us, for the future generation, our people, we got to fix it. And so tonight, we're going to address some of the important matters. But I want to send a message over, and all of you listening, take this message over to Mark Brantley for me, please, when you see him. Tell him, since I declare myself as the leader of the opposition, but I've been working so hard to get things done. And I will continue to work. Tell him I said to send down the July and the August pay for the opposition leader. Please send it down to me, please, because I hear with him. So I represent him, and it's only fair that he send me down the payments for July and August. Tell Mark, don't cash those two checks. Them belongs to Big Lies, because I represent in the opposition for this last couple months. And since he's nervous, let me use the check down here to continue. So tell Mark, send down the money for me, please, because it's me work, not he. Anyway, this is probably one of the most difficult live presentation I would have to make. So much is happening in my federation. And I've said it before, and you all know what the slang is? Things not going well. Yes, I am serious. Things not going well. And people must understand, you know, that when they decide to become politicians, they have made a pledge. They have taken an oath of service to the people. And so, they must do well by the people. They must serve the people who voted for them, or even who didn't vote. Some, you can't find them. Some of them not answering the phones. They're not answering the questions that you ask. Instead, they sue you. They're hiding from the people them. And I'm talking especially those in office. After 2 years, when we get rid of them and we put a new government in, the people are crying out, they can't see the MP. The people are crying out, they can't see the government, they are not visible. Unless you see them in a foreign land, taking a picture over in Greece, over in Iraq, over in, what are the place name, Dubai, in the National General Assembly in New York, over in London, they're all over. But when they're in St. Kitts, we can't find them. And so we are saying, when we vote for you, you were in opposition. And you were saying, we could fix this, we could fix that, we could do everything. And we believed you. We campaigned for you on that premise. Well, I did. I wake up 5 o'clock in the morning to go along my licky bud to make sure I made a presentation on behalf of Dr. Drew and the Labour Party. Even though some of them say me don't do nothing. But I used to go down there, I had my podcast, and I was one who said, get rid of them. I was one who was not satisfied with the unity performance. Even though certain circumstances and certain situations would have been good. And you know, I don't mark hard. I was not satisfied with everything that was happening. And then boom, the government imploded. And here it is. The A-team. The A-team. I wonder what the A stand for, boy. The A got to be standing for absent now. The absent team. Because we can't find them now. No water in Buckley's. Man up that bed in a ice cream kit. My friend tell me yesterday, a week and a half now, he in Buckley's bedding in an ice cream kit. Never happened before. The team is absent. The man from number 3 absent. Then people from New England call me and St. Paul's say water gone. Never happened. So much in the country. The man for number 6, he don't spend no time in number 6. He live over by Buddha Bar. He's over by Buddha Bar, he live. If you all want to find him, go over Buddha Bar. He and the friends and the cronies. They don't care about the people of number 6 anymore. So New York and St. Paul's people crying out there in the water. The A-team, the absent team. That's what we're going to call them from now. The A-team, the absent team. Missing in action. While the people are suffering. Tonight, I want to touch some topics that is irking us because what? I tell you, my phone ring daily. Text coming in. I sure now I talking, somebody gonna send a text. And I tell you all tonight, you know, and let me say it again, because some of you say how me want to mash up labor and me want to mash up government, me no want to mash up a thing. But I believe if we put you there, we must be able to correct the ills that you're doing. Correct the sins that you are committing. Me no want to mash up none, because let me tell you something. I am not in no party politics with anybody. Nobody tell me go join a political party. I am not in that. I am for the betterment of St. Kitts and Nevis. And whoever gonna do the job better or the best than what we have now, if they don't pull up the socks, I'm with that. Me ain't in no kind of commitment to no political party and say how my mother used to be Labour, my grandmother Labour, and no, me ain't that. This is modern times now. And people must understand, when you put a man in power, you must hold his feet to the fire. And that is what I gonna do. I gonna talk the things them tonight. So many deaths. Wow. Unbelievable. And so later on, we're gonna talk about the crime situation in my federation. But tonight, I want to start out. They killed my friend Ghost. I'm going to say so. They killed my friend Ghost. So sad. And somebody or bodies, they're trying to cover it up. My research points out that my friend Glenn Ghost Philip went to the hospital complaining of stomach pain. he was seen and sent back home. They say. That's why they say they killed the ghost. Not no name, they. They claim that he had food poisoning. Now, ghosts live alone. Eating habits might not be as good. So I could understand possible food poisoning. But for the examination, doing my research, the body picked me and tell me ghost died as a result of appendicitis. A ruptured appendix. Kill me, friend. In this modern day, septic poisoning, a ruptured appendix. This warrants an investigation at the JNF hospital. And not just for his family and friends or whoever, but in the interest of the general public. Because what it means, if I go up the hospital to circumcise, I might come out with something else cut off. A man went with appendix, and if you're not sure as a trained doctor, we hold the man for observation. Send goes home. I know if that was me would not go home. I'm going to tap right up there on the bench. You know? They couldn't get me out of the hospital. There was me in a lot of pain. And as a result, my brother has gone. I ain't going to see him again. Because I believe he go to heaven, but he might go to hell. I ain't going to see him again. And so what I'm saying, you know, and this is for the health minister, Dr. Joe, because I see on Facebook where you were saying that you're going to pay the doctors for their qualifications. That was a promise made during the campaign. And I have no problem with that. If they get a certificate and you go and you investigate their qualifications and it is from an accredited university and the university has a reputation that they're going to do work, pay them the money. But at the same time, I think that we have to also investigate some of the doctors them up at the hospital. I could tell you, some of them, and Lord forgive me if me go up there, they might kill me too. But I got to talk. But some of them are poorly trained. Check into their background and their qualifications. Some of them work and they have not done a proper stint of internship. I know any good and proper medical school will make sure that you go through a proper and intense internship because of people you work on, not animal and dog. So these are the things when we're talking about smart hospital, gonna take smart people to run them, you know. And the kind of complaints I am hearing coming from up JNF, we're gonna have to fix up there. Nobody's supposed to be dying in this day and age, to be misdiagnosed with an appendix. Come on. In America, that is a big sue, big money. So I don't know if somebody trying to cover up because they don't want Ghost family to go down the road there. But I would urge his son and his daughter, look into it. They killed your father. They killed Daddy Ghost. Some people are saying that the doctors at the hospital, they are overworked and underpaid. So, Mr. Martin, if you're listening, fix that. Mr. Morton, if you're listening, fix that. Because we can't afford for them to be making mistakes that would be detrimental to challengers, to St. Kitts, to Nevis. We can't afford that. I tell you, this one hit me hard. Man, if they had said ghost die or something else, I would have felt comfortable. But if I went to hospital, I understand not once, but maybe twice. And you send him back home. I'm asking, the morale at the hospital, is it low? Workers, what is your gripe? Talk to us. Let us better it. Let us fix it. But we cannot have an institution, as such an important institution like the hospital, the JNF, running like a bar shop. We can't have it running like a bar shop. People up there working as they like. In the kitchen, in the labs, not come work as they like. The standards are low. Why? Why are we accepting this? You all say you are going to do better. And so, Dr. Joe, as the Minister of Health, grab the bull by the horn. Grab the bull by the horn. And so we're going to have to clean up JNF, man. What happened to the MRI? What happened to this? What happened to that? They come in. I have a friend who go for dialysis up there. That's another issue again. I have a guy who fell down while at the center that they do their transfusion, the dialysis. Got hurt, got injured. The lady is trying to work with her boyfriend to better the situation. But they're dragging the foot there at the hospital. Dragging the foot. And I saw, it seemed as though that everybody just do as they like up there. We are supposed to be trying to make people's life comfortable when they go to the hospital. Not to be afraid, but to be comfortable. Excuse me, when I go there, I drink some water. See this water? Island purified water, I drink. It's my water of choice, Island purified water.
I take it, now they're gone with poor people money.
But let them, remember, you know, Island purified water. But let me come back to this now. So, please, JNF, get our act together up there. We ain't going to dwell too much on that. We're going to move on from that tonight. Dr. Joe, get you people them together. Grab them by the balls. So my question is, when I went to funeral yesterday, and I heard the announcement that my good friend would be getting an official funeral, not a state funeral, an official funeral, but yet the government will play a big role in terms of spending. But I did not expect the government to hijack the funeral. The Labour Party, I didn't want to say government, the Labour Party hijacked my friend funeral. And I tell you something, you know what is sad? That Glenn Goes Philip died of a broken heart. Glenn Goes Philip died died of a broken heart. And let me tell you why I'm so upset that this Labour Party come and hijack the man's funeral. So all the people from Challengers and all his friends, whether in the English-speaking community or the Spanish community, all his friends from Market Street and so forth, felt left out. I went in the church and I saw a whole half of the church and the sign, Labour Party. A whole half of the church. It was not supposed to be a political funeral. It was supposed to be an official funeral for Ghost, family and friends. So the church full with all kind of Labour people. People who really want to go sing hallelujah for Ghost could not get in the church. But it's amazing. And I tell you, give me flowers when I'm alive, when I'm dead, me not care. Ghost ran election around 2005. I think he got into office. My days might be off a bit, but around 2005 he got into office. And he stayed into office until 2010. Thereabout. In the next election in 2010, thereabout, he lost his seat to Lindsey Grant, unfortunately. And I got a story about that. Because when Ghost told me, when they were negotiating and talking and voting, certain people abandoned him. Certain people in the Labour Party abandoned him. And he said, by big grace, they make me lose my seat. Anyway, he lost his seat. Between 2010 and 2015, nobody studied Ghost. Ghost was out there fending for himself. And every time he meet, it's abusing. Who we gonna box off? Who we gonna kick down? It's abusing. Labour did not look after Glenn Ghost Philip after he lost the elections. In 2015, Unity, the PAM PLP CCM coalition government formed. Ghost was still struggling. And imagine the Honorable Sean Richards, well, Kerry Richards, that is, reached out to his friend Ghost and gave him a job as a special advisor in sports. God, that is Ghost's passion. It took Sean Richards to take care of Ghost after Ghost was a member of cabinet for the Labour Party. Supported him when he needed it most. And so Glenn Ghost get a chance but again, his comrades failed him. He's over Port Zante in a small little room. The room was like a map room. You know, you put the map and the broom and them there. It's a room like that they put Ghost in. When Labour came into power and they went over Port Zante. And I say, my friend died of a broken heart. And you want to tell me, after all that, you still come and hijack the funeral? That his friends and families of challengers were not included. His friends of Market Street, Marty and the boys, were not included. Boy, Ghost was a proud man from Challengers. Love his people. That is where it all started. But because it's an official funeral, Denzel Douglas name in a book or go talk. And let me tell you, if Ghostman catch Denzel Douglas on a corner, what he would have do to him? Can't say it. But if Glenn goes and catch Denzel Douglas on a corner, what he would have do to him? But he on platform, I officiate in the man's funeral. When he abandoned the man. And then, me never hear Ghost in his life mention Ambassador Roslyn Hazel name. And she up there give eulogy. Me could have stopped by the funeral there. When I saw that in the booklet, I said, no, Ghost, I know you would understand, and I left because it was a travesty. You real true friends outside can't get in. But the people who abandoned you, who left you, full up the church. But my brother, rest in peace. We love you. Marty say he love you. Kenny say he love you. Barman, all the boys them. The guys down in Challengers, Slam and Riddle and all those guys, they love you. The guys at Spratnet, Marky and Jack, they love you. Rest in peace. Rest in peace, my brother. Tonight is going to be a tough one, you know, because... Anyway, we're moving on. The crime situation. Lord. And I know a lot of you out there, a lot of you who come on the live, you all come to hear about the crime situation. It don't sound good. It don't look good. It can't be good. People calling me from all over, saying, "Why, England, big lies were going on down there. Lord, it's my country name not sound good. What is wrong?" And as I said earlier, with a heavy heart, I say condolences, especially to those who lost their life by the gun. What is wrong? And let me tell you something, you know. What is going on now is totally unacceptable. People are literally scared. I've traversed this federation. I hear people, they fear. People fear for their lives right now. And me ain't making up nothing. And me ain't painting a picture to make people think it's a doom and gloom. But something must be done. It cannot be business as usual. Everybody busy, blaming each other. While our children, our friends, our brothers, our sisters are being gunned down. And I am not saying that these people, all of them, were angels. But there are people. And so, we must put systems in place to prevent the loss of lives for everybody. And if we catch them guilty of doing something wrong, they must feel the full extent of the law. But I am telling you Dr. Drew, as the man in charge of national security, you got to grab this bull by the horn and lead. Listen what the word is. You have to lead. You're the leader. And the song says, follow the leader, follow the leader. And so we voted for a government. You at the helm. You are the leader of the party. You are the leader of government. And so you must grab the bull by the horn and make the tough decisions that must be made. This ain't a little boy thing. This ain't a Sunday school thing. Dr. Drew, man up. You are in charge. And I'm telling you publicly, I could tell you privately, but this thing is reaching to a point that I can't just sit back and look at my country run aground. I cannot sit back and have lawlessness morning, noon, and night. And if you are the leader, then you got to put on your big man pants. You have to put on your big man pants and make the hard decisions that you, as the leader, is expected to make. But there's one thing I am saying. You can't look as if you are throwing your hands in the air. Then what happened to the rest of us? Dr. Joe, you have to lead. Surround yourself with good people who can tell you the truth. When you make decisions, they're going to tell you yes, just for your sake. No. Get people who are going to be tough and tell you the truth. The High Command is blaming their advisors. I want to say, the advisors not advising. The advisors not advising. Lack of vision. Then we have the advisors blaming the police. I saw a letter going around, whether true or not. The point is, at this time, they are calling for the head of the Commissioner of Police. So they're blaming the police. But a former Commissioner of Police said, don't be so quick to blame the Commissioner, because he remember when he was there, and when he asked for things, he was not getting them. And then we have the public blaming the police and the advisors. And then everybody blaming Dr. Joe as the Minister of National Security and as the Prime Minister. So a lot of blame going around, but no solutions. Well, let me tell you something, you know. I am not impressed with the advisors. I am not impressed with what is happening. And I don't care who blaming who. But all I know, we cannot continue this way. We cannot continue in this vein. We need all hands on deck. We need a united approach to this situation. Something must be done. It cannot be business as usual. And my question to the police, is moral in the police force low also? We see at the hospital it may be low. Is it low in the police force also? You know, I saw somebody made a point on Facebook. Said they drove around the island. In the middle of what's happening. And they ain't see no police on the road patrolling. They ain't see no police activity to give you a good feeling. And that is an observation that I've been making for a while. That when I'm on the road, late at night, so early morning, whenever, the road is scary. There is no presence of the armed forces. So nothing happening. We ain't seeing the extra activity of the police to make the people feel safe. It seems as though the police themselves don't have the intelligence. And when I say the intelligence, I'm not talking about the brightness. I'm talking about they're supposed to be out there gathering intelligence. National Security has a section that deals with intelligence, collecting the intelligence unit. This seems to be non-functional. And if I had to really call a spade, a lot of these advisors that they have on crime, they're not ready yet. They're not ready yet. Unless they're involved. And I have to look at things, me using your police, you know. And me now rule out nothing or nobody. Me don't know who. But you might be surprised when you hear some of the people who may be involved in what is happening. But every shadow is a man. And we got to get serious. I believe it's at a point where we need to ask for outside help, whether regionally or internationally. And so I'm urging the Prime Minister, I'm urging the Permanent Secretary, Blanchie, and all of you. If it is too much for our force, ask for help. But we don't want to be burying our citizens the way we are, with bullet-ridden bodies. We don't want to be burying our brothers and sisters the way we are. And I am making an urgent plea. I'm begging that something must be done. Something, I don't care what it is at this point. Some people say, bring back peace, bring no peace. I don't care what it is at this point. Once it is sustainable, we will have to implement so that we can have peaceful time. Again, peaceful times again in our federation. And so, I would say more about the crime later, because we still have some time. But that situation right now is unattainable. Cannot continue the way it's going. Me ain't even going to talk tonight about no birdie or nothing, because everything gonna come out as we speak. But there are so many things plaguing the country. Tough, the country hard, no money around. And I know me now work, but me got a little business. But me sorry for the small business people. And everything in the supermarkets just going up and up and up. Like there is no price control over anything. It seems as though Rams, and whoever import stuff, they have given them the free rein to increase their price weekly. So what happened now? We gave a minimum wage, and the minimum wage gone poof, because everything gone sky high. But I tell you, me no really care. I tell you all the time. When me talk politics and so, me no really care who like me. Me no really care who agree with me. Because I don't tell lies. I don't fabricate stories. Some things may want to be tweaked a bit, but I don't come here trying to deceive anybody. I was speaking about the CBI program, the Citizenship by Investment. I came here. I told you all about what's happening. I gave my version of the Galaxy situation. I gave my version of the jail project. I gave my version of the agents making all that money. I gave my version of other things. And we established that a lot of money, I had calculated maybe almost 30 billion EC dollars. About 10 to 12 billion US dollars would have passed through our CBI program. And I keep asking, where is the money? Show me the money. People got sued. RICO laws coming up. People had to defend. The government was sued. The Prime Minister was sued to go and do what we call our judicial review for the CBI program. We are forced to make changes. And I come here week after week talking about all this monies and so forth. But see how things be now? See how things be? They have decided to change the Citizenship by Investment Unit, the CIU, and make it into what we call a statutory body. Still government, but would have our own entity upon itself. Because of all that transpired before, the government decided it might be best for us to recalculate, recalibrate, restructure, whatever way you want to use. And so they gone that route of having a statutory body. But look at who suffering. Look at who will suffer first. That's what I tell you now. Me here to represent the small man, the poor man. But I understand. The AG went up and have a meeting. And 20-something people got letters of dismissal or termination. 20-something people from the CIU no have no job. People up there who work for 18 years. Maybe just get appointed for 2. Get fired with minimal pay. They say people bawl like children. People cry, root up in the floor. And that is where I have an issue. That is where I have an issue. Because here it is. The 25 people, they ain't make no millions. They ain't make no millions like Capis and Bass. They ain't make no millions like the lawyer people down so. They ain't make no millions like Nicola. They ain't make no millions like the lawyer Kwaso. They ain't make no millions like the people that oversaw in Nevis. But they get the letter first. They get their letter first. The small man always have to suffer. They weren't making a lot of money. They were just going, doing their job. Well, want to get paid, feeling good about themselves. But this now reached to a head where they have to make the changes and the little man gets sent home. And here they're asking them now, you can reapply. But one of them say, but when you look at what they're asking for, the qualifications, a lot of them ain't gonna qualify. And they were doing the work before, you know. But all of a sudden now, the criteria change. And the qualifications are upped. No agent gets sent home. No technocrat gets sent home. No political minister or wife gets sent home. They're making the money still. But the little man, have to suffer. And I told you all already, you know. And I'll say it again. Remember what the donkey say? Remember the donkey say, the wall no level? Remember the donkey say, the wall no level? So while we are still looking for the money from Galaxy, while some people are living high off the hog, the little man from up Shadwell, the little lady from up Godwin got, the old little friend from down St. Paul's, and other people must go home. I mean, you want to tell me, and this is where I have a problem. You want to tell me that my good government could not find 20-something jobs within the ministries and transfer these people? Where's the heart, man? Where's the compassion? You tell me you could not find 20-something jobs within the government? Because this is a special case. This ain't like it's going to happen all the time. You can't tell me you couldn't find 20, I sure I could find 25 jobs tomorrow in the government. Now, if they've done that, and then people say, well, but I'm in under the work there, and they don't want it, then that's a different argument. If you are trying to help the people from CIU to get another job, and they refuse it, then it's a different argument. But to go up there like a thief in the night and give them a letter, not even a proper meeting was held, I understand. Not even a proper meeting was held. And all this was done by the AG, the Attorney General, because Dr. Drew went on vacation. Me ain't know if he know me want to do it, so he went on vacation. I don't know. But it just don't look right how this thing played out. I don't tell you, I'm going to always come last, you know. Because I'm going to back me mouth how me see it. I'm going to talk how me see it. Dr. Joe, my friend. But friend don't be wrong too. Friend don't be wrong too. And me one of them who da tell me friend when they wrong. If they want to stop talking to me, at them business. But when I have a friend and he wrong, I ain't going to wait for the enemy to come tell he wrong. I gonna tell him. And I believe that this CIU situation could have been handled differently. I believe these people could have been given jobs in different departments. But how you gonna find a job for CJIC? CJIC just went CIU. What, because he have big labor? That's why he go? Because he come on people live and try to bully them? That's why he get a job? That is what we come to? Man is fear for one, fear for all. The people who are you look job for? CJIC or whoever else. Or you should have make sure everybody get a job. My friend, we're not really my friend, but we become friends now. I have a friend who tried just go to university. And what you want to tell me? That them they know got to face this hardship, that they can't send a little 2 pennies a week time to make sure that the son is all right in the university? You give them a letter to go home? Come on, man. We want a caring government. We want an A-team government that is not absent. And should not mean absent. Come on. We got to do better than this. And that is why some of the people are cussing the advisors, because some of the nonsense that happen should not happen. People may do nothing wrong. I sure some of these people never sell a passport yet. I sure some of these people don't even know how the passport selling go. So they had no chance to make no 5,000 per passport. I sure some of them money was less than the 5,000 per month. Send them home. Go look work. Give you a little pittance, a little money to say he. Pay you off. Ain't gonna be much. But these things can't be right. These things cannot be right. There is an ad there with the Sandy Point Benevolent Society. There is no talking, but I just want to show it, and I want to big it up. And this ad is really about a gala, the SPBS, the Sandy Point Benevolent Society. They have an annual awards gala, and it's taking place on Saturday the 31st of August. And you see the ad there on the screen in New York. Dame, our Governor Dame, Marcella Liebert is going to be there. And Mr. Freeman from St. Paul's is going to be there also as a speaker. And there are a number of honoraries. I glasses can't read them names there. But you home on the computer, you can see them. And if you're in the New York area, I want you to go and support this group. This group has been doing a tremendous job. And I just want to big them up. All who know they're associated with this group, me ain't gonna call your name. Big them up. They have been doing wonderful things every year. So if in the New York area for Labor Day, you can swing in because it's the same weekend of Labor Weekend. I would like to go, but I broke. I can't make it. I want to go Labor Day, but I broke. Like everybody else, I can't go. But I would have loved to see the Labor Day. But I wanted to go and big up this event on the 31st of August. Thank you very much for that. Now, we're dealing with state of affairs now. And what I'm doing is I am now looking at 2 years in review. It's not going to be detailed, but I just want to highlight that after 2 years of a government, some of the things that are happening. And I want to start out by looking at public works and utilities. But before I go there, I'm going to chuck in some stuff. Today I got a call from the teachers. My phone a ring and I'm on live. How you gonna call me on live? How you gonna call me on live? So I got a call today from a teacher thanking me, even if not me do it, about the issue to the fore. Thanking me, the class of 2021 from the CFBC, the teacher training class. Remember I came here and I spoke about their issues and so forth. They told me the paperwork was done, everything was in place. Some people would have gotten their monies already and their regularization. Others are waiting to be paid. And she said she called me to thank me for highlighting that on the show. And I want to say, you're welcome. They said they're going to give me a drink. But I hope they know it's a bottle of black me want. Me no want no cup of drink. A bottle of black label whiskey, that's what I drink. No double black, no green, simple, cheap, cheap, cheap. I am very cheap. A bottle of black. Thank you very much. I just wanted to put in there. So sometimes when you see us here, when you see me here advocating, when you see me here advocating for people, some of them don't be a fools, man. I mean, the people don't be upset. Some of them, the people don't be upset about certain things. But, you know, when you do things, when you bring things to the fore, you get things done. And sometimes you have to use the medium to do that. And so this is the medium that some people choose to use. Like it or not. I got a phone call or a message. Somebody sent me a message, said, "Good night, brother. I'm writing this short message about a traffic accident I had more than a month ago with an ECCB bank vehicle." He said the vehicle ran into the back of his car. They say they can't get the vehicle fixed. It's been a lot of runaround from a man they called Bernard Williams at Central Bank. Come fix the man vehicle. He said he promised to fix, but he trying now to back out of the case. This one lady had to go to court because the person is saying that the person was driving without jockey and attention. And so I am calling on the central bank authorities. Look into that case. The person who hit the person from behind, Bernard Williams, fix the man vehicle. This is where we get things done. I got other things to talk about, but this is like a commercial break. Sometimes you got to check your notes. This is technology now. Somebody tell me, boy, no write out everything. Understand? They say nothing out everything. So what I doing now? I using my phone. So when you see me looking over, it's because they say use the technology. Somebody corrected me and say the time when Ghost went into power. It doesn't matter whether the date. He got in, he got out, and he got knocked out. So thank you for the update also. But we're going into public works and utilities. After 2 years, we find that the department that's supposed to be leading the development of infrastructure and the maintenance and so forth is underperforming. This ain't no grading now. This is talking about the issues. No capital projects of significance. Some people might say with the Monkey Road. Well, I drove up there the other night and they're still working on the sidewalks and nothing happening too fast up there. Nothing happening too fast up Monkey Hill. So, study, get them and them going. We need the road fixed because the vehicles are being destroyed running on that road. But no capital projects after 2 years. That is unprecedented. This ministry, led by the man from number 3, and let me say something now, before I forget. Dr. Joe, I believe you need to shuffle up. Shuffle. I remember one time that song say, shuffle, doggy, shuffle. I believe you need to shuffle up the cabinet. Serious. And you would have to lose some of what you have too. But I believe somebody else need to take over public works and public utilities. Because a lot of hanky-panky going on up there. You hear what I say? A lot of hanky-panky is happening. I understand that they have some generators now setting up at Skelek, where they're going to be rented. Well, as a citizen of this country, I need some accounts, and people need to be accountable. Tell us how much the generators cost per month. Tell us who we're renting them from, and how long we are going to rent those generators. It's only fair. Because me not say that they got shares in and nothing. And if I say so, I might get the next letter. All I'm asking, where the generators came from, how much they cost us, the citizens, the taxpayers per month, and how long we intend to have them. Because everybody's smart, you know. Everybody's smart. But one smart and two smart, we're all smart-headed, you know. Okay? Now, another thing I can understand under that Ministry of Infrastructure. Keon got water thanks to Dr. Joe. If you were waiting on Conway's Maynard, we still would not get no water. But Dr. Joe take it upon himself, like most things that's happening in the country, and he ensured that the well was dug in Keon and we get water, and we are thankful for that. But what I want to know, how come all of a sudden St. Paul's, Newton Gong, Buckley's, Bastia, the Wars, St. Peter's, and all over Boardwalk, balling? Some people say water come in the morning at 4 a.m. and by 8 a.m. water gone. How all of a sudden? This never used to be like that before. And let me tell you something, you know. Nobody come tell me no stupidness about no global warming and no global this and no global that. After last week with the storm, the kind of rain that we had, and the kind of rain that we have been having in the mountains and so forth, there was no relief. There was no relief. So something is fundamentally wrong. We want to blame climate change and all kind of things. But when we do get rain, we still can't get no waters coming out the pipe. So I am saying something is wrong. somebody fooling somebody. And I feel the pain of these people because I had to endure that most of my life in Kayan. But that is something I want to wish on people. And so, these people got to be crazy to accept them lame excuses. Let me tell you something, you know. My people could be bright, read book, regurgitate book, and put it back on paper and so forth. But when it comes to execution, one of the things I learned when I was in university, that implementation of any policy is the most difficult. And if you have people without vision, no matter how bright they be, no matter how much degree they got, if they're not gonna have vision, we all gonna perish. And that's what happened in St. Kitts. We have some people in there, they're bright like bulb, but their common sense not so common. Y'all listen to live? Y'all listen to live the other day? And I'm gonna come back to the water issue. Oh no, let me finish it now. My suggestion is, because me are the leader of the opposition, and I'm advising Dr. Joe publicly. Since he don't want to answer me privately, I'm gonna answer him, I'm gonna talk to him publicly. I believe it's time that we start to build some water storage facilities in every major community. In every major community. We must, don't tell me nothing about no dissolve plant and not that plant. I am saying we think in future. We can't have too much water. Let us start to build some, these tanks in Nevis. Just above Beach Road, they have water tanks there. Let us get some water tanks and put them all over the country and save water. Instead of water going on the guts, we save water so that people could have running water. This is unacceptable. In a modern day country who had $30 billion passed through our hands and we don't have any water. But I was telling you all something. You all heard when the man from number 3 was doing a video up at Atlas level, trying to justify the incompetence of himself and the technocrats at Skelec, trying to tell us that it's so difficult to get poles up that hill. Trying to tell us that people are going to have to put poles on their head and drag them up. But who do you think he's fooling? Who do you think he talk to? In this modern day, man, they have equipment. Whether excavator, bulldozer, tractor, 4-wheel, they have equipment somewhere in this world that could drive up the hill. They have helicopters that could pull poles up the hill. They have pulley that you can set up a pulley and pull poles up the hill. So when he want to fool off Juni Liban and Freedom and talk about you all ain't about this now, it is more than that. I believe they're buying time because they don't have any money probably. But tell people the truth. But don't come talk like we are some jackass to believe that in this modern day, people can carry poles on their head. That is what was said in the video. You know? And people over there, the guy from Monkey who would have bloody the socks backing him up with his stupidness. Man, if you incompetent and you also caught up in yourself, leave it. And then Dr. Joe take the ministry from him. or else the country is going to go backwards. We don't start. We don't start. I got a story to tell you. And I only hear so, I only hear so. So, me bird in fly back in. So I only hear so. But hear this story here. I hear my partner, Rambo, from Sunny Point. I hear he get a big work of public works mechanic shop. So I hear. But I can't help but talk it. You know why? And I'll show you the nastiness that is happening in this government. Nastiness. I came and I told you guys about the division. As my brother say, the deep-seated division that is within government. Denzel Douglas and Conway on one side. Dr. Joe on another side. But me don't know who with Dr. Joe, me don't know who with them. But all I know, them are the two parties. Douglas Labour and Joe Labour. I told you all about it. Rambo is in charge of the bus association, who should be negotiating with Conway Maynard, who is the Minister of Transportation. And they cannot get a raise. They can't get a raise. Because the government is pussyfooting. But here it is. Rambo no want blame Conway. I tell Rambo call me and tell me big lies. I want when you go on the live, you speak about the bus situation of not getting the raise. And he tell me he want me to abuse Dr. Drew. He want me to lambast Dr. Drew. I said, Rambo, you got to be crazy. Me and you, man. You call me to tell me to blame the Prime Minister for you and your bus association not getting a raise. And don't touch Conway. Because that's what you tell me, you know. Don't say anything about Conway. Well, anybody could tell me who to talk about? Anybody could tell me who to talk about? And I found it strange. And I went and I lambasted Conway. And I said what I got to say. Because here it is. It almost seems as though the man from number 3 was putting him up to do it. It seems so. Because if he got tell me abuse you and you abuse Conway, he like the man from number 3 was putting him up to do it. But lo and behold here now, I guess he got his reward. Because they say he get big work up a public works. And me no vex. Because better for him if he get big work. But look at the funny thing of this, the nature of the situation. That me ask Conway Maynard some questions as a sitting minister publicly. And I have been sued. I lost my job because they went to Dr. Joe and forced him and bullied him to say, I got to go. So I lost my job to ask questions. But here it is, Rambo was rewarded for cussing out Dr. Joe on the radio, for blaming Dr. Joe for Conway's problem. He was rewarded. This is how this politics go. Convince them nasty. Want to undermine and continue to undermine Dr. Drew. And they continue to fight against Dr. Drew. If he don't want to say so, that's his business. But me gonna say so. And that is why nothing is happening in this country. And say, big lies tell you that. Because the internal division is so nasty. It stinks. They prefer to see the country suffer as opposed to supporting the Prime Minister. Dr. Dr. Ju had to take vacation. If Dr. Ju did not take that vacation, he would end up a psyche. Pressure. You think they're easy? They are not giving Dr. Ju the support he needs. For whatever reason. Because he went against Douglas? Y'all ain't gonna forgive him? Because of this? Yes. I understand. You may say that he don't listen. So we make him listen. But y'all must support the Prime Minister. Instead of trying to sabotage him. So here it is. Come right now, full center. That you want me to abuse Dr. Ju. But you gonna reward the man who abuse him and praise you. What happened to the Bastia High School, Mr. Number 3 Minister? What happened to the Bastia High School? The Monkey Road? Nothing after 2 years. And so I believe Dr. Ju should relieve you. Buckless, listen to me. I was up the village yesterday. And let me tell you something. The village people, them so glad to see me. The village people, them so glad to see me. And they ain't got nothing good to say about the representative. When I went to the funeral, and I sat up there, they got nothing good. And they up there trying their best. Trying their best. I want to big up, I ain't say, but I want to pick up some businesses. Me not say at them time, me tell me so no. So no go, what am I say now? Chastise the people, them, you know, Mr. Minister. I just want to big up some people in the village because I was there. Me inside them tell me that you not do nothing. But I was there. I want to big up Bonus Pie Bar. I was there, it's a lovely time. Nice bar, good fish, good Johnny cake. When you're in the village area, Bonus Pie is the place to go and have a cold drink. I want to big up the guys below. Bonus Pie. And I want to big up Tony Berry down at the bottom, where you can also have good drinks and good eats. But the new area there, they have a new area there, they sell shoes, laces. I think the name Laces. I want to big up the guys there, the 2 young guys I spoke to. You looking good. And I promise you, when I get some money, I'm going to come buy a pair of shoes from you. I told you that. Or a jean pants. I like to see what you all doing. I like to see what you all are doing. Don't wait for the man for number 3 to push you because you'll never get a push. But the people of the village are crying out. And what happened down at the post office since I dealing with number 3 man? People still concerned about the mold. People down at the post office, they say big lies. We still concerned about the mold. They say they clean and they clean, but we are concerned. They say up need must, you know. They had mold and they don't move out. Because up the office be. So he not take no chance. But the people them down there must suffer. Then the people at the IT say, Lord, of mercy, not going up there. The people at the IT, Lord, they tired complain to me, say the big lies, I don't know what to do now. They say, Auntie, do what she like up there. I say, well, that's a family affair. All kind of things going on at IT. But my partner, Sylvester Bell, got his letter to say proceed on leave that you don't reach the age, and they run home, my friend, the health planner. Well, I hope Curtis Martin them gonna send a memo across there to all the ministries who got people who don't pass 55 going on 70. Because I believe Auntie up there in age. And so Auntie must get letter too to go home. Up at not internet, what the word is? Intel. Anyway, you know what I'm talking about. I had a senior citizens movement there. But the people at IT are complaining. And so we must get that fixed as soon as possible. Now we all well know, I'm going to shift now, and I'm going into education. Because I want to ask my good friend there, my good friend down there in Newtown, Jeffrey Hanley. I want to know if the schools are ready for the opening in September. Because Keyon High School ain't look like it's going to be ready again. And that is sad. It's since March that school is closed. Since March, they had more issues at Keyon High School. Since March, the children went home. And I want to pick up all them children who passed the CXC from Keyon High School especially because they had to do it under some diverse and bad conditions. I understand up to this day, the woodwork has not even been standardized. The woodwork people ain't going to results until next year maybe because nobody looked out to make sure and nobody's paying. They say CXC and government not paying. And the person say they're not going to do the work until they get paid. But over there, the Keyon High School, how much more? How much longer are we, the people of Keyon and the surroundings, and the students of Keyon High School, how much longer do they have to suffer? March. And you want to tell me September is 2 weeks away. Medicine of fresh paint. Medicine of windows change, your windows ought to be changed. They're not clean everywhere. And nobody is giving us answers. So I'm asking. I am asking you, Jeffrey Hanley, are the schools ready? Up the village yesterday, I saw Public Works digging out the road to go put in some speed bumps. 2 weeks before. You had the whole summer. I see people in Nevis complaining in Nevis too about schools up there. Not ready. You had the whole summer. Don't tell me I spent half all the money in a C50. You have to look over these students. I have to call my good friend up there and ask him what's going on. The man in charge of education. The junior minister of education are calling on you. We want to know if the schools are ready. Okay, I look ready. So, Mr. Minister of Education, we want a highlight. Now, I hear that a lot of substitute teachers will let go. Lots of substitute. This government like fire, boy. This government like send home people, boy. Long time they sending home people. Substitute teachers now getting a letter to come go. Things so hard. And you give people letter now. So, I want to know about the substitute teachers too. I'm going to find out. So, education, Mr. Minister, are we ready? Again, I say congratulations to all who pass their exams. What about social development, Mr. Minister? I think that is yours too. You have Miss Isley and Philip over there, but Step and Pop. Have we sorted out the Step and the Pop? All of the people still suffering after 2 years. Who names supposed to be on? Are they on? Are we helping the people who really need help? I have to ask these questions. Because I'm looking out for my people as the leader, self-appointed leader of the opposition. I know I have some people out in the communities and I call social welfare for one in Kayon, but it seems as though they're taking the daytime. A young man who wanted help. Home can't work. Have a son down on his luck. These are the kind of people we got to look out for. We ain't know when our turn gonna come. Some of us may never get done. But we have to look out for the poor and the indigent and the people who cannot afford to provide for themselves. That is why we put our idea. 2 years after, Mr. Minister, we would like to know. The other thing that I want to touch on is NHC, because NHC belongs to you. People want to know when the houses are going to start. East Coast, the Trinidad man. The question is, have we paid him any money yet? And if so, why is it taking so long? Anyway, a birdie picked me on me here and tell me they're supposed to come in September. Now my problem is that they have been promising and saying stuff for the longest while. So I hope September is when they're going to start. I hope September is when they're going to really start. And I'm looking for the note. I'm looking for the note. Because I don't want to lie nobody. They're saying that the people who are going to get houses from the East Coast people, they already started to identify them. They say they have over 100 persons who they are now checking their lands to see how they think and so forth. So they say in the first instance, they would be rolling out 100 houses. That is what they're telling me. So I'm going to make sure I keep on them with that. They also spoke about the people at West Street. They said the West Street houses coming soon. But they also want to note that they're asking the government to help them pay their rent up until December. Remember I came with a story here that they wanted to stop paying the rent? They say that they're going to ask the government to pay up until December. Now, the funny thing is, people are something else, eh? Sometimes people would call it with stories. You advance the story. But other people gonna ball. Oh, me not tell big less nothing, or this and that. But when the benefit come, all ain't gonna benefit, you know. Just hush them out. If you don't know nothing, hush them out. The persons who reach out to me were concerned about their rent. Now we're seeing that they're going to pay down to December. So you get a blind. But they are telling me the West Street houses, they're on their way, and next year, by next year, they should be finished. Or close completion. They said they would try to work out whatever they could do best to help the people of West Street. NHC also asked me to make a play on my platform for those persons who supposed to be paying their mortgage. NHC is asking me to make a plea on their behalf. Please, they say, pay your mortgage. Even if you can't pay all, come in and work out something and pay something. And so, even though things are tough, go in and have a conversation with them, man. Go in and have a conversation with them. Right? So, NHC, they say they're trying their best. And so, Lord, they say don't be too hard on them. They're trying their best to bring houses. They say there's 100 and something houses they already started. But if people don't know, people will ask. Water break. Time going in low. We're going to go this soon. We soon wrap up. Tourism Minister, good night to you. I know you're under a lot of pressure, but that's how it goes with the territory. But I just want us to work, Madam Tourism Minister, the Tourism Minister, on the off season. Lord, the ports are dead to death. See if we could get some more boats. 1 or 2 man. We got to work on getting some more boats during the off season. Taxi men are crying out. And so they want you to pull up your socks. And not pull up your socks really, but try and find work. Try and find boats. Go out there and lobby on their behalf. At the port, Madam Minister, I have a concern that I ain't going to talk about yet tonight. But there's some injustice that is taking place at the port with one of my comrades, one of my friends. I've heard one side of the story, but I ain't going to talk about it tonight. All I'm going to say though, if what I heard from the young lady is true, then all I can say, that is why things are not going to get better in the Federation. Because we promised to do better. And some of us demand that we do better. And so we're not going to sit idly by. And even if we have to call a spade, somebody say, if I perish, let me perish. But I will have to speak for the betterment of St. Kitts and Nevis. And if what you guys are doing to that young lady is true, that is an injustice and a travesty. But I will say no more about it, Madam Minister, until I get my facts and my ducks in a row. That's it for that one there. I dealt with healthcare already extensively in my introduction. So I don't think I would have to touch that one there again, Dr. Joe. But what about the ministry that deals with price control, headed by the Right Honorable? Excuse me. Nothing much is happening there. And I believe that one of the reasons why things are so tough in St. Kitts and Nevis is because the price control is not controlling. And so I would want to call on the minister that deals with that price control issue to get your people cracking. Every week prices are going up. You know, people got a minimum wage increase. And Rams and them don't go with it because the price has gone up. They don't go with it. And I am saying it shouldn't be like that. So I want the minister of that to tell us what is happening over there. Also, investment. We break some grounds and so forth, but we're still waiting for the investment part of it. The country is not moving. The country needs an injection. The country needs an injection. And let me tell you something, you know. All these things that I'm talking about could impact not only on our health, but on a crime situation. Because when people are broke and have no money and they're desperate and they're hungry, they would find things to do. And so we need to act fast to get some injection and some investment into this country. I just want to say the people were asking a lot about the garbage collection. And we got a notice from Solid Waste that they are behind just because, I guess, after the storm. But they say by weekend, they're going to catch up. So all the people in Conway and so forth, they say they're coming to tomorrow at Conway's, Upper Keon and so forth, to pick up the garbage. So let me see what happened. But there was a backlog because of the storm. Jay, my good friend Jay in New York, big up. Tell Lana say hello and give my good friend there, Catherine, a hug for me. Big up yourself up there. I know you're listening. Now, just a few things as I intend to wrap up. I want to big up Louis. He had a birthday the other day. We are proud of you, son. You have some things to work on, but I think you represented us well at the West Indies level. And we are going to work and make sure that you be a part of the West Indies for a long time. And I want to end where I started. That we have to bring all forces together in the Federation. St. Kitts and Nevis, we need all hands on deck to try and solve this issue of criminal activity, of crime. This is not a laughing matter. This is a serious, serious matter. But we're going to need all hands on deck. And so I'm calling on all community activists, social groups, evangelical association, Christian Council, Chamber of Industry and Commerce. Let your voices be heard. The Bar Association, let your voices be heard. Sports club, football club, netball club, cricket club, all the clubs, let your voices be heard. We cannot stand by and never lend a helping hand. That's what the song says. Petitions and divisions arise. We have to bring an end to what's happening. It is sad. It is unfortunate. But we made our beds. I guess we have to line it. And by lining it, I mean we have to find a solution. There is no free pass. There should not be a free pass for any elected member, and I'm not saying government alone, elected member, and some people of the opposition must now be making their voices be heard publicly. Let us show our displeasure and our disgust to what's happening. And some calling on all civic-minded individuals and groups. Let us put our heads together. Let us put our hands to the plow so that St. Kitts and Nevis could be safe again. This is not time for finger pointing. This is not time for the blame game. And I'm saying, if the people who you put there, if they become a round peg in a square hole or a square peg in a round hole, you get rid of them. You can't just give people jobs for giving people jobs sake. We need results. And if we're not seeing results, then we get somebody else, the next man up. And so if the advisors are advising, the next man up. And the police force must now get their act together. We can't continue to blame people. And I want to end on a note here. My good schoolmate, Alexis De Costa, Lucy, I am proud of you for what you did with Shaq. You must stand up for your right. There cannot be a law for you and another law for somebody else. And so, if they're going to move you, they have to move everybody. And I believe this situation is something that needs to be discussed because things are tough, and to be taking bread out of somebody's mouth is very difficult. And so the police and all the people who trying to keep Bastille clean and this and that, if you don't have a solution, you must allow the people to ply the trade until you have something that is reasonable. But these things are needed for people who want something to eat. These things are needed because the people need to make a living. And so, Alexis, I support you 100%. Can't be a lot for you and a lot for somebody else. And so, if the deputy commissioner have something against you, he must say. And if he don't, he must also say. My people, it was good to be here. I haven't even touched half the papers. But I believe that I talk long enough. 2 hours. And so, what I didn't deal with tonight, have some patience. We'll be back as soon as possible. Maybe next week, who knows? To deal with the pressing issues. But we must continue and try to work to get it right. That's all we're trying to do, to make St. Kitts Nevis a better place. And so with that said, I say good night to you. Thank you very much for listening. And God bless you. Have a good evening. I told you all are going to the court with Congress Maynard. I keep telling you all that I going to represent myself. And the reason being, me personally, and I will say it and anybody see it, the case is a nothing case. To me, the case was fabricated to try and hush me up. And the facts are coming to the fore. And now you think, oh, you're going to shut me up, it's not going to happen. I don't tell you, know. Lawyers and lawyers are friends. Lawyers and lawyers are whole one head. I can't see how that could be fair. Even if it is right, it is an injustice done to me. I have a right to defend myself if I wish. And all I could talk about the small man, oh, the priorities and the, if no money there, no money there. And no money there, no money run. Me now work. But me could see no money around in the place. Things tight, things rough. When me no born with no money, me no walk with no money come here, and me no going back with none. So I could keep all. But one thing I don't do, I shut me up. If I want to shut me up, I'm going to take me out. That's the only way I go help me shut. If I take me out. But otherwise, I can bang me mouth for the poor people of this federation. Functioning. This can't be normal. Something has to give. This cannot be what we're going to live for the next 3, 4, 5 years. The poor man can't take no more. And I believe the only way that we would send a message is to march. They want to call me and tell me everything what's going on. And they want me to talk about this, they want me to talk about that. But nobody want to contribute. I can talk. You don't have to contribute. But I can talk. But I just to show you. So when you all hear me and go for a week or 2 weeks, nobody asks me when I'm coming on. Cause I contribute. Let me come out when me want. And I'm dead serious. Because people must appreciate the things that some of us are doing to bring betterment to this federation. The birdie picked me on the ear. The birdie say, the birdie still alive, you know. But I want you to understand that this is a serious thing I talk in here now. I do not come and talk unless I know what I'm talking about. I hear that is a lot of departments in government not paying people even when they do government work. So I don't know if because Galaxy and them gone with me money. We ain't got no money to pay. But tell the people the truth. Tell us plain out. We ain't got no money because Galaxy gone with it. The birdie picked me and me here. And the birdie said, big lies. Boy, you remember under the unity government, the hut. Remember the hut that they built, that they say almost cost $500,000? Well, they say somebody, me don't know. Me only say what they say. Somebody get a job to fix the bathroom in the Pelican Mall. And they say the money and the hut almost the same amount. To just to do some repairs and put in some toilet and so forth. Lord of mercy. So Lord of mercy, government got some money, boy.